introduction part of this topic. There are many general hazards which can arise during the examination sampling procedure. There are also specific hazards relevant to certain groups. You must take a proactive approach to protect your own safety and that of other people working with you or for whom you are responsible. You must also make sure that you do not expose others to greater risk either through contamination of the goods or as a result of your own action by leaving the goods in a dangerous state. Need for workplace safety. Before analyzing various aspects of workplace safety, it is pertinent to know that the reason for ensuring safety in life, we attach top priority to safety, the security in place we live, stay, visit, or working. First, to say no to accident. Accidents are fallout of recklessness and lack of responsibility. When we don't follow required safety norms, we end up in getting injured or even in ending our valuable life. It is true with regard to our home and workplace alike. Second, to have a longevity in life. We should take care of ourselves everywhere we are and of others for leading a safe and meaningful life. Then, to create public awareness. Promotion of safety norm awareness everywhere, create public awareness and discipline. It is true of workplace and motivate new employees to take up safety measures necessary for their safety. Then, to avoid loss of property and life. The basic aim of a safety measure is to prevent the occurrences of mishap and hazard that sometimes cause heavy loss of life and property. Okay, next we move to basic objective of workplace safety. First, to preservation of a system for employees or workers' health and well-being. Next, to enhancing workability of employees by ensuring a safe and congenial work environment. Then, to growth of the organization that remains free from prospective hazards and mishaps. Next, to secure the health and safety of workers and workplace by eliminating or minimizing risk. And lastly, to focus on employee safety and health arising from chemical and hazardous elements used at workplace. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Atika binti Abdul Hadi. I'm from Beey 1/1 and my metric number is B08201037. So, for today, I would like to present about precaution of UV. UV is stand for ultraviolet or we known as UV rays. First of all, I would like to show and explain what is ultraviolet radiation. So basically, ultraviolet radiation, that portion of the electromagnetic spectrum extending from the violet or short wavelength end of the visible light range to the X-ray region. UV also type of radiation that around us that eyes cannot detect since it has a higher frequency. Next, from this, we know that is the symbol of UV and this is the symbol of radiation. So next we proceed to three types of UV. First of all, we have UVA, second we have UVB and UVC. UV commonly used for killing bacteria, creating fluorescent effects, curing inks and resins, also phototherapy and sun tanning. Next, we proceed to effect of UV rays. First of all, UV rays can cause skin cancer that called melanoma and non-melanoma. This is the example picture of skin cancer, melanoma and non-melanoma. Next, The common effect of UV ray also cataract, that is called eye damage. And lastly, premature aging and other skin damage like this. Last but not least, we come to the main of the slide, that is precaution of UV. First of all, I will show you that this is the simple symbol of UV radiation hazard, that is dangerous. So, the first precaution is post warning sign at the entrance to areas using UV source. Then, we need to cover arms and neck, also limit exposure time. Next, we need to wear protective eyewear and gloves. Next, we need to use a manual or electronic shutter to close the beam when the source is idle. Last but not least, never look directly at the beam. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Asha Adinam Dipazil, and next I will tell you about the precautions for itching. So as you can refer to the slide, there are a few precautions that you need to know before you begin the process of etching. Okay, so PCB equipment has to be used with great care. Health and safety is very important at every stage of producing a PCB, which is a printed circuit board. So at the etching time, firstly you must use plastic tongs to place PCB into the tank. Okay, so before, do not use your bare hands. Okay, do not use hands, fingers, as the chemicals are very dangerous. Secondly, don't ever forget to wear goggles or visor and appropriate safety clothing when placing PCB into the tank and when removing it from the tank, because chemicals are very dangerous splash in the water. You also need to wearing these disposable gloves all the times and throwing them away afterwards. After you have used it, don't keep it in your pocket or on the desk, just throw it away into the dustbin. Wearing old heavy clothes so that the splash won't immediately touch the skin, and rinsing everything with large amounts of water afterwards. So, are ferric chloride volatile? Ferric chloride is not very volatile or particularly harmful. No gases or smell comes of it, but it does leave a horrible yellow stains on pretty much anything it comes contact with. So make sure you protect any furniture you do it on, and also your hands. That's why you need to wear gloves, because if you direct contact your hand with ferric chloride, it will leave a very uncomfortable yellow stain. So using chemicals doesn't have to be dangerous, so as long as you take basic steps to set up your work area to avoid problems. So for chemical etching, first you need rubber gloves. Doesn't matter whether it is latex or natural, use either one. Okay, second, don't forget to wear safety goggles. The etching solution might splash and you don't want it to be in your eyes. It will cause very serious damage or any type of irritation. Thirdly, shop apron. I mean, like you wear something else other than your clothes. Please wear something outside. Okay, for this one, you can also wear apron. The acid that you use for the process of etching will not stain your clothes or anything else if it might get splashed. Okay, you don't know what will happen. Okay, so just for precaution, wear an apron. So you also need a good ventilation. Okay, open a window if possible or run an exhaust fan in a room. Never etch in a small enclosed space. When there is no window, never etch on the places like that with no ventilation or windows. chemical fumes and gases that are noticeable in the proper setup can build to dangerous levels in small space. Number 5. Plastic or glass containers for the etching baths. We like using the clear plastic tubs from spinach or salad mixes. Okay, for the etching tank, you can either use plastic or glass containers. Number 6. Baking soda to neutralize the acids. If any accidents occur, baking soda can be used to neutralize the acid. And lastly, secure top plastic container to dispose of used etching. Before you dispose any used etchings, you need to make sure the plastic container that you fill it with etching, you need to secure it. If this is to avoid any spilling when you throw it into the dustbin. It will cause future dangerous things when people who doesn't know in contact with the acid. Okay, so that's all for me. We move on to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Arifah Diana binti Mokri from 1BEY 1/1. Today I would like to talk about definition and precaution for drilling. The definition of drilling is a cutting process that used to cut a hole of circular cross-section in solid materials. The drill is usually a rotary cutting tool, often multi-point. The drill is pressed against the workpiece and rotated at rate from hundreds to thousands of revolutions per minute. This forces the cutting edge against the workpiece, cutting off tip from the hole as it is drilled. The second part is precaution for drilling, which have 7 precautions. The first is do not support the workpiece by hand. Use work holding device. Second is use brush to clean the chip. Third, no adjustment while the machine is operating because it is dangerous and can make hand damage. Fourth, ensure for the cutting tools running straight before starting the operation. Fifth is never place the tool on the drilling table. And sixth is avoid loose clothing and protect the eyes. And last part is the feet is distributed inside the workpiece. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today, I'm Nur Natasha binti Kamaruddin will present about the conclusion of precaution using UV, drilling and etching. Okay. First, in every laboratory or workshop, there are chemicals that can have a lasting effect on a person if they do not take all the precautions while doing their works. This is because every task that performed in laboratory or workshop requires their own steps to avoid any risk of causing injury to the person. Everyone who doing the project or task must take a proactive approach to protect their own safety. For any employer or lab staff, they need to provide a workplace that have good security features. All students or workers also need to know about the basic objective of workplace safety. Okay, first, I will present about the conclusion in ultraviolet precaution. Ultraviolet or UV have many types. It's such a hazardous chemical that can cause cancer or other effect to a person that can't use it properly. By following the precautions that given in UV part, we can avoid from any risk while working with it. We also need to alert with any sign that contain UV. Next, the conclusion of etching precaution. Everyone who did the etching process need to familiarize with the proper use of all equipment and tools in lab. there is a risk of injuries due to the chemicals involved while etching process. There is the problem of waste disposal because toxic chemicals require a proper disposal service. The quality of the results depends on several factors which would not be able to master completely. And lastly, the conclusion of drilling precaution. We should ensure that PCB clamp in good condition so that drill does not spin to our hands. We should always wear goggles while drilling in case the PCB pieces are get off from the space. And lastly, we should know how to conduct the drilling machine to avoid any injuries. At the end of all the explanation that my teammates give, we all know that working in a laboratory or workshop have their own risks that sometimes can affect our health. So that everyone who want to do their work at workplace, which is laboratory or workshop, needs to make sure that we follow the rules in every workplace to avoid any injuries to ourselves. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.